Good evening, Motzi Shabbos Kodesh, Rosh Chodesh Tov. In today's Parsha, we saw an amazing thing, really. A miracle happened. The land opened up, swallowed a bunch of rebels against against God, and against the prophecy of Moses. And then the land closed back up. Now, if the land just opened up, you call it an earthquake. But if the land closes back up, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Where's that written in the geography books, So, and then the morning after that miracle happens, a whole group of people, the Torah says, Kal Kahal Yisrael, a giant group of people came to Moses and complained that he had killed the people. In other words, they still can't make the connection between God and his messenger. And that break causes them to rebel, and that brings on a plague that kills 14,000 people. Before Moses whispers to Aaron and says, quick, run into the crowd with Ketoret, incense from the Mizbeach, fire from the Mizbeach, put the Ketoret on there, and run into the crowd to stop the plague. Because we know a good scent stops a lot of plagues. It'll even just stop the plague of, Well, let's not go there too far. But do you see something here? And the Torah says, Vayilonu, and they complained. Now, what is this thing with complaining? The complaint cost 14,000 lives. Look around us today, folks. All the people we see on the media who are representing terrorists, promoting terrorists, are always complaining. They're digging up dirt on everything they can find, and they're complaining, and they're just bringing a plague of ignorance upon themselves, and they're weakening their position, weakening their cause. I'm not saying there's not good causes out there, but the support of terrorism and calling it freedom fighters and name calling the Jewish people occupiers when we were given the land by the UN. The land wasn't taken by the Jews. It was given to us by the United Nations in 1947, 48. And now we're occupiers. And we're being called that by the very people who gave it to us. Does that seem like straight thinking? Does that sound like what happens when people complain so much? What happens? They become victims. And they become addicted to their victimhood. And it's all because their thinking is cyclical and they're not in control of their rational minds. Because a rational person will say, wait a minute, the UN gave you the land and now the UN is saying we're occupiers? We're murderers? We're killing children? When you see the fake videos that are being promoted, what happens is when we complain, this is on every level, in every relationship. I see it in the therapy room. I see it in the yeshiva. I see wherever people complain. Their complaint becomes an addiction of negativity, and very hard to shake it off unless you have real deep desire for self-truth. So this week I want to bless everybody for self-truth. Being honest with ourselves, and before we complain, let's look in deeper and find the real source of our complaints. And we might find that there's nothing to complain about at all. And what we need is strengthen our Creator, our relationship to our Creator, and His truth, the ultimate objective truth that exists behind the scenes of all this bad movie that we're all living through. But it's really a good movie because it's going to bring a greater redemption than there ever was before. Shavua Tov. We'll see you on all the outlets. Have a good week.